Okay, so I've now moved in and everything's mostly okay, but I did forget to bring a couple of bits with me, so I'm going to have to pop down to the shop now to go get some of those, so come with me while I do that. Okay, so I did mostly forget that I was making a video. As you can see behind me, this wall is currently very blank. I would like to change that. I'm going to be putting up my posters now. I still have a few other things to do in the room. I've got a Lego set that I'm going to be building and displaying in my room at some point. I'm going to sort of work on rearranging my room. I also have these fairy lights and ivy that I'm going to be hanging from the ceiling and around my room, so let's get started on that. I'm sorry, I spent ages doing up my room and it has been a few days, but I am finally finished, so let me show you what I've done. So we start off at the front door. I made this little thing for my keycard to go in. It's made out of 2 command strips. It means I will not lose it inside my room if it becomes a mess. It also means that I'm not likely to forget it if I'm trying to leave. And just the other side of the door I have a shelf which I use to keep some bags and some spare stuff. This is my room. I keep 2 pairs of shoes by here. These are my Crocs for when I go in the kitchen, because your kitchen will get dirty, and I've got a pair of outside shoes which I'll use if I'm leaving the flat. I have 2 washing baskets over here, a light one and a dark one, just so I can separate my lights and darks. It just makes washing a bit easier for me. I've also got these coat pegs, which I use to hang up my coat, a couple of bags I might take out if I'm just leaving the flat. But I also hang up this adorable My Neighbour Totoro blanket. It's got a hood, so it keeps you nice and warm. I've put up a lot more ivy in my room than I think anyone will ever need, but I have got some fairy lights. I think it makes the room look quite pretty. There's my fire alarm up by there, and there's Mr. Earth. I've tried to go for a nice autumnal theme with my bedding at the moment, just because we're coming into autumn, which is my favourite season. Over here on this shelf I keep sheet music down the bottom, followed by music books. Then I've just got some general stuff on the other shelves, including a projector, which is why I've kept some of my walls nice and clean. Coming over to the other side of the room, I've got a little display of posters. Some of these I got from the poster fair at the uni, but others I had at home or I bought ready for uni. I've got 3 little shelves above my desk where I keep some of my books, just handy notebooks and actual reading books. I've also got a folder up the top there. That's my life folder, so I just keep my budgeting sheets and everything like that in there. I've also got a lot of stationery on my desk. Yes, there are 100 tiny ducks. And then I also keep items like my computer over here, as well as the lamp that the uni gave me, my iPad, and anything that generally would need charging. Over here, even though it's not built yet, I do have some Lego sets. This is where I do some of my written work when I'm not typing it up. Under the desk is where I keep my instruments and my music stand. It's quite handy because there is a lot of space under the desk. However, there is also plenty of room underneath the bed. If you lift up the mattress or slide it across, you can actually access a few boxes underneath where you can store stuff in. It is a bit inconvenient to use them, however, that's just the way things will work. And then finally we have my wardrobe where I keep all my clothes. Got some pajamas and cardigans and everything, and then this is the mirror. There's also another side to the wardrobe where I can hang stuff up. This is where I keep my concert dresses and then also my day-to-day clothes. I keep my shoes down the bottom in that section for the ones that I don't use every day. I do also have an empty space up the top yet. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be using that for, but I'm sure I'll find something.